So most of today's training was focused on being mindful of my breathing along with the transitions between each movement. More flowing between them and just not having many stops and just being smooth with the transitions. So I got outside, do my training outside, get that fresh air, nice sunlight. It's supposed to be overall good for you. These Hindu push-ups are really good. If you're able to do them, it's very good for building up the shoulders along with stretching out some of the legs as well. So I'd like to know where you guys is at in ability. Are you guys able to do most of the moves I do, or do they look very hard? Do they look very easy? What kind of level are most of you guys at? Can most of you do like a squat on the ground? I think that's a very beneficial move that everyone should seek to achieve. Just being able to squat on the ground. Fully bend the legs is very important and very satisfying, and it's very useful. So here I just try to get the balance and just try to get the familiarity with the air chair position. Later I do some handstands, just try to work the push-up strength. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you feel like helping out the channel. Here it is. This move is it's a bit of endurance. You just try to work with the pain in the groin from this move. Do some lifts and then try to work into the splits. A lot of endurance requires lots of pain. And when something hurts, it's often something that you should reflect upon. Whenever you feel something that's very intense, whether painful physically, painful emotionally, spiritually, whatnot, something that gets you that gets a lot of emotion stirred up with inside of you, whether it be pain, some sort of emotion, it's often something you should pay attention to. It's a sign that your body is trying to, it's a compass. Like, your body knows intensity and direction, and it's not very good. It's like a double-edged compass. It points both in the way you're supposed to go and the way it's not. And if you feel a lot of intensity and then in some sort of way, it's often a sign that there's a lesson to be learned and that you can really take something away from it. Whether it be an idea that causes some sort of strong response from you, you should understand that there's something in there that you should, chew on, you should tussle with to see why it gave you that response. Or if something causes you a lot of pain and makes you very sore, you should understand, where was the weak link? Where has my preparation and training have failed me in the past to be able to do something like this? So either way, you should learn how your body guides you. Like depression would be a pretty good example of a two-way compass. Sometimes you might feel like you don't want to do anything, and that certainly is a direction. And you might have a very strong feeling like, oh, I just don't want to do anything today, just lie in bed forever. But that is one direction. It points in both ways, one way and the opposite. The opposite of doing nothing is taking some great action in order to change whatever circumstance leaves you wanting to find some deep rest. Deep rest is what depression means. But hopefully you understand what I mean by the two-way compass. It's both ways. There's often a feeling, and there's another 180-degree turn that one of them is the right way, just kind of if you just think about it. Very general advice, but hopefully you can take something away from it. Get some nice stretches here. Again, try to work the air chair position. But the second one didn't turn out too well. Here I'm doing some pull-ups. You might need to turn up the brightness to see it. But every couple of pull-ups I switch the hand grip in order to be more robust in my movement patterns. And I still train even when it gets dark and gets night. Sometimes I feel like the energy is different when it's completely dark and completely night. It's a completely different stimulus, and it might make you move and think in different ways. Kind of like the effect of you get shower thoughts. Sometimes you can get some nighttime thoughts about your training. This is the same. This is actually later in the day, but I'm just not in the shade, so you can see me a little better. I'm staying quite low with the crawling in order to engage the upper body and the spine in a nice way. Move your spine around a lot. Try to get as much motion and control within your own spine as possible. The guy who created Pilates says that you're only as old as your spine, and an 80-year-old man with a spine very mobile is not old at all, but a young man with a very immobile spine is very old. So just try to get your spine loose and mobile. Hang from something. Just wiggle around, lie down, and roll. I'd say lie down on the ground itself. The hardness of the ground promotes the motion that you need. And just kind of try to roll and twist and rock on the ground is a good way to open up the spine. Or even in your bed, you can do that too. But it's not as good because the bed kind of moves to reduce that kind of hardness that guides you. So get out there. Any amount of movement is improvement. Get some training in. Train physically, train mentally. And share the video if you think you know anyone who would like this kind of stuff. So thanks for watching. I just have a little bit more movements here to work on mobility. So thanks for watching, and farewell.